This episode was filmed at the 13 Trees Coffee House in New Braunfels. To see upcoming events at the 13 Trees, scan the QR code below. If your business would like to be featured on the HCMG podcast, feel free to reach us at hillcountrymusician@gmail.com. We feature the songs and stories of local musicians every week. Thanks for watching and supporting local live music.
Hey folks at home, welcome to the very first recording for the Hill Country Musicians Guild. I am proud to have as our first musician up, a longtime friend, great musician, a wonderful story, and just a fun presence to be around, Deb Wesloh. We're going to let her start off with a song. So please take it away.
All right, I'm going to start off with a song I wrote with a friend of mine called Elizabeth from Knoxville. It's about following your dreams. As she wraps up her nightly shift, days one in a row, the weight of her complacency sweeps through the radio. She's done so many times she can do it in her sleep. To her boxy rented studio on Northeast 14th Street. It's not too far, but it seems so far away. She only to himself at the pilot light in front of drunken college kids every Wednesday night. The only thing that she can hear is the sound of compromise, yearning for a bigger stage with lights to blind her eyes. It's not too far, but it seems so far away. Could it fear of missing out? Finally get her past it out. For her to sing a brand new song after humming for so long. Ooh, ooh, Night after her final shift, there's somewhere new to go. She loads up her legacy and cranks the radio. It's not too far, but it seems so far away. It's not too far, but it seems so far away, away.
That was lovely. I know it's just an audience of one, but
Thank you.
That's lovely. So, Deb, I've known you for, I think I'm going to actually have a little moment of transparency here. I first was introduced to you by Houston Sun House.
Yes, that's correct.
Houston and I were planning an event last year at Landa Park, and he had mentioned, it's like, do you know Deb Wesloh? And I was getting all my people mixed up. And I was like, I think so. And he's like, well, you should add her to the list. And I was like, by all means. And so I had written to you, and I was looking at pictures going, do I know her?
I guess I don't know her.
Do I know her? But then we actually met beforehand. I think we met, what was it, the day before, maybe the day of. And I was like, oh, okay, first time. But it was cool meeting you. And then, unlike most other people there, you actually brought your fans. Who were the people that came along with you?
Well, I'm part of an organization that's actually a veteran songwriting organization called Soldier Songs and Voices. And basically we sit around and write songs. We're all military veterans, and some of them found out I was doing that, so they came along to cheer me on, which was kind of fun.
Awesome.
It's a really great group. I mean, we're very supportive of each other and our different.
Did you know any of them while you were enlisted in the military, or did you all meet afterwards?
No, I retired from the Army in 2005, so.
Well, appreciate your service.
I didn't meet any of them until 2000. Well, I didn't get involved with the organization until 2019, and that literally has changed my life because I had never written a song prior to that.
That is so cool.
Organization.
And how old is the organization itself?
I believe it's been around since about 2016, at least in this area.
So I mean, still under 10 years for some people, relatively new. That's pretty special. And I know that you do like little shows with Crossroad Creek, right?
Yes, I met my duet partner at one of the, well, met him before, but I introduced him to Soldier Songs and Voices, and then he started coming to the meetings. We have once a month down in Samsburg, join in San Antonio, and we just started writing songs together and been doing that for a little over a year now. And then we started performing, it's probably been 8 months maybe, different places, in various places, and it's been a lot of fun.
How does it, can you remember your first show, first performance, and comparing it to now? What has changed since then?
Together, or just my first performance, because I hadn't performed.
Well, that's a fair question. I would say with them, because that's a whole different beast than performing by yourself.
Right. Performing with Crossroad Creek. I think we've improved a lot. We've also written a lot more songs since we started. We only had about, I don't even really remember the first time we actually played together, but we've got, I think it was at, there was a veteran show at, in Bulverde probably about a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And we played together. I mean, I know we were at the same event at the same time, and I think we maybe played one or two songs together, but we didn't really get going until probably less than that. Probably, I don't even know. Probably at least almost a year and a half ago, I guess, somewhere in there.
You know, the one thing that I was just thinking about is that, I mean, I've listened to a lot of your songs. I haven't listened to all of them. The things that you talk about in the songs aren't necessarily pertaining to your military service.
No.
There's stuff about, you and your son. There's stuff about encouraging yourself and love and romance and stuff like that. I find that rather interesting, especially for how long you were in the military.
Right. And I've written probably 6 or 7 veteran-themed songs. This is not something that we play out too much because, the topics are such,
Yeah, I mean,
about homeless, veterans homeless and PTSD and alcoholism, and it's not really your happy songs that you play at a lot of places. But yeah, I've written quite a few. I even wrote one about my less than auspicious first time in the military at basic training.
Oh my goodness!
It's hilarious because it was hilarious, but
I mean, in hindsight, probably not in the moment.
Well, even when it was, I was like, "Oh my God, what am I doing here?" But and I'm sure that the drill sergeant were saying exactly the same thing. What is she doing here? She does not belong here. Yeah, yeah. So I have quite a few military songs. It's not very many I play. The only one I really play is the one that I wrote for Soldier Songs and Voices called Broken Battle Buddies. I usually play that one out.
Actually, on the topic of like PTSD, homeless vets, and stuff like that, I mean, I haven't served, but one of the things that really touched me was I was in the AV industry for a long time, and I would set up the Christmas parties for USAA. USAA would have their parties at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. And if for those of you that don't know, that building is almost a mile long. It's massive. And they would rent out the whole place. And the parties that they had were just outlandish. They had guest performances. They had door prizes.
Was one there one time, weren't they?
Yeah, and I remember just kind of this epiphany hit me because I set up for an after party of the party, and they were giving away Alexa, like the really nice Alexa cylinders, just when they came out as door prizes there. And I kind of just looked at a friend as we were stacking up these boxes going, I should never hear about another homeless vet again with the amount of currency that's flowing through here. And it doubled when I actually went onto their campus because I went to do a couple of shows there, and all the buildings on the outside look the same. It looks like a large campus, a lot of brown buildings, and a lot of dyed navy blue ponds all over the place. But inside of their main building, they have a 2-scale replica of the Statue of Liberty's hand. And then they have like first edition paintings all around the walls. And I'm like, my goodness, guys, you're not even hiding it. That's pretty rough. I mean, and I know that they've probably done good for some people, but if you have that much excess wealth that you're flexing it, I hear too many stories about that. I'm sure that you do too.
Yeah, there's definitely some excess that could be used at other places, I'm sure.
I agree. I mean, and I'm sure that they would have their reasons or excuses or something like that. And I don't think there's anyone out there that's saying the system's just great. There's things that need to be improved. But then the thing that you are doing, going out there and just playing songs for vets, that can't be understated. It may look like on the grand scheme of things as a small thing, but it's not. Tell me about the guitar that you got there.
Oh, it's a Taylor GS Mini.
Nice.
I got it. When did I get this? It's been a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
It had come out. It had just come out. At least the Koa that I have here, shortly before that, and so it was. I found one at Sam Ash Music and grabbed it.
And I see that you've accessorized it a little bit with the little feathers at the end there.
Yes, this is the Spirit Feather. My duet partner John Lawrence gave that to me to put on the guitar. So
if it maintains the tune of your guitar, then I need one as well.
Well, I don't know about that, but it does. It's a nice conversation piece.
It is. Yeah. I think that it's a very pretty guitar. I've noticed that on the back, it's not like it's flush.
Yeah.
It's there's a bit of a curving to it.
Yeah.
I like the matting of it as well. I think that it's a very nice guitar. Was that when you first got into music recently? Was that like this your first purchase, or do you have another one?
No. I got lots of guitars. When I was 12, which is many, many years ago, I might add, my dad gave me a 50s Gibson guitar that I still have. And that's what I learned how to play guitar on.
Hang on to that.
Yeah, and I I have hung on to it for 50 years now. I don't play it very often. I don't take it out of the house. I rarely take it out of the house just because I'm afraid something would happen to it.
Does it have an input?
No. It's a straight acoustic. And anyways, I had that when I was growing up, and I had it brought it all the way, everywhere I was assigned.
Mm-hmm.
Brought it down to Panama and brought it back. And then, but I didn't play it all that much because life happened. I had kids. Married, had kids, and got busy with all that sort of thing. I was in the Army, so we did a lot of moving around. And but anyways, I didn't really get back into music or playing the guitar until my mom. She well, it's a long story, but she wound up coming down here. Was at an assisted living place for a number of years before she passed.
Yeah.
And my brother, who's also a musician, he lives in Portugal, and he was coming over from Portugal to be with
Portugal.
With us, all three of us.
Does he stand out in Portugal? I mean, if he looks like you and I, then I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't really recall. But anyways, we used to always do concerts for my mom, and so
that's so sweet.
When he came over, he brought a baby Taylor with him, and I never even heard the Taylor name. This wasn't all that long ago, I'm afraid to admit, probably 2012, 13 time frame. And so we were doing these shows, and then I said, "Oh, I like your baby Taylor," because all I had at the time was the bigger guitar, the Gibson. And he said, "Oh, well, so the next Mother's Day, I wound up getting one as a gift. He worked with my family and ordered one for me. So that was the first guitar I had. And then I had that, and every time I took it out to play it, people were like, 'Is that a ukulele?' Because it's much smaller than And when I started writing songs, I was like, "Ooh, I need a big guitar." So I went and I got a Taylor 324 that I really like. It's actually pretty much the same color as this one. That I really like, but I still wanted something. I kind of wanted something that was almost too big, and so I said, when these first came out, I was like, I think I'll get one of those. That looks like about the right size. And that's pretty much what I've used gigging around the area. Anyways,
it's reliable.
I put a pickup in the baby Taylor. So like when I went up to Minnesota the last time, I could bring it on the plane. I brought the baby Taylor instead of this one. It's a little bit smaller and fits in the overhead compartment. So.
Oh gosh, yeah. When it comes to traveling, I mean, I've taken my guitar all over the world, and I've had to get very elaborate on how to store it on planes because it's going to be a very cold day in hell before they throw it underneath the plane.
I'm not putting it underneath them. So I made special arrangements to the seat. Made sure the seat was such that I would board earlier so I could get it up in the equipment. But
back in I think this would have been like 2008 through 2010. I was doing a lot of trips to Asia, and there were a couple of places that you could store it, and I think Delta has kind of switched the nature of their seats because it was like in the end of there was a bunch of sections in the plane. You have your front, middle, and back. But there was one section in the plane that always had this just slightly wider gap between the wall of the bathroom and the last chairs. And I would, I'd usually be like, go up to people, "Do you mind if I can store it right back there?" And stewardesses wouldn't usually have a problem. But my favorite place, it was always the safest spot, was the captain's coat closet. Man, that's hard to say. That should be the name of my next band.
I'm not sure they have those anymore. I noticed.
I don't think so.
As I'm walking on the plane, I'm like, I don't think they have them anymore. So.
Yeah, they're casual wear while they're flying.
Yeah, it's not so much dressy as it was.
That was, flying around and making sure to guarantee the safety of your precious guitar means so much. I'll let you get ready for your next song. If you don't mind maybe talking about what the song's about, now that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I can do that. I guess I'll play the song I said that I wrote for Soldier Songs and Voices called Broken Battle Buddies.
Yeah.
I recorded it, I guess it's been a little over a year now. I recorded it, and I had John Lawrence singing harmony on it.
Oh yeah.
And then I took I took the song and made a really kind of a cool video with showing pictures from the ones I had anyway. So the different Soldier Songs and Voices activities that we've had in the last, since 2019. and made that a kind of a neat little video that I show sometimes when I get a chance to.
And what's the name of the song?
Broken Battle Buddies.
Broken Battle Buddies. All right. Well, I'm excited to hear it.
But it talks, basically, it's kind of a tribute to the organization, Soldier Songs and Voices. We all have different struggles, similar yet unique troubles. We all were in the military, and music is our sanctuary. Some of us are broken apart, and some just need peace to restart. Now we feel a camaraderie, and through this melodies we all we're broken battle buddies, sharing songs of empathy. We're broken battle buddies, singing our songs. Music makes us thrive and helps us to survive. Now we feel a camaraderie, and through these melodies we all we're broken battle buddies, with voices we speak. We're broken battle buddies, singing our songs. Sitting around a room or singing through Zoom. Through our songs we move on, giving us his bond. We weave tears of joy and sorrow that gives us hope for tomorrow. Music breathes rhythm into our hearts, giving our life a jump start. We're broken battle buddies, sharing songs is therapy. We're broken battle buddies, singing our songs. We're broken battle buddies, making fun memories. We're broken battle buddies, singing our song, singing our song, singing our songs.
All right. That was lovely. Broken Battle Buddies. You know, just listening to the lyrics of that, I mean, it's put in such a a light and playful way. It kind of, this sounds like a weird analogy. It reminds me of the song "Alone Again Naturally."
Mhm.
When a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sound, because if you think about it, like all of that song, if you were to just listen to it from a musical chord structure, it'd be like
Yeah.
happy,
Yeah.
And then he's talking about throwing himself off of a building because his mom died and his dad
yeah,
died and he got stood up at the altar, all that stuff. And the thing is, I mean, obviously there's a happier connotation to this, but it's with the sad implication of what has happened to people.
Yeah. No, but it's supposed to be a happy song because it's, we found this group and
Yeah.
we're able to. It's kind of a therapy. We're sharing our stories and it's getting us through
Mm-hmm.
the challenges that we faced.
Like with I mean, you obviously don't have to disclose any names, but have you seen anybody that you've worked alongside with that had been transformed through, this music therapy?
Me?
I mean, hey,
Yeah,
that's
I mean, no, it's just I see a lot of people that have really gained a lot from this organization.
that's great.
Whether or not they had anything going into it, it's just the simple fact that we have this camaraderie. We do all these activities together. We have support each other, as you saw at the well, a number of the events that.
Yeah, they were there. They were there for you, which was amazing.
Yeah,
I joke around and I
loyal
say,
fans.
like, if I were to tell my friends to show up at my funeral, they would ask if it was catered.
Is there free food?
And they're like, man, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if I can make it. So, I mean, getting even family members to come to my shows
Yeah, that's
is
a little bit
pulling teeth. And actually, on that point, your son came to that one open mic to support you. That was still pretty cool.
Yeah. He's a big. Both my two younger sons have been really big supporters. Actually, I was kind of impressed that they're starting to join and come to different events.
Are they in music, or were they
No.
interested in maybe the military side?
No,
neither.
neither of those. My youngest son, the one that's on his way to Europe right now,
Nice.
is he's he just graduated from UT with radio, television, and film.
Wow.
So he's kind of in the media side of it.
He can fix this.
What he does is he films for, or what he did before he graduated was film for the sports, the football, basketball.
Oh, for
soccer.
UT sports.
Yes.
Gotcha. Oh, wow. That's a pretty cool job to
Yeah,
have.
it was really cool. In fact, it was kind of funny. He works there, and then he's also at Natural Bridge Caverns, part time right now. And he remembers talking about when he was one of the big UT games, football games.
Mm-hmm.
He was hanging out with McConaughey and Powell and all these celebrities
all right,
because they
all
were on
right.
the field there with him. And then he goes, yeah. And the next day I was back at the.
I've had a couple scenarios like that where
Yeah.
there was one time where I had been doing all this work in AV in Florida, and I had met some pretty famous people. Like he was very old and didn't probably recognize me, or not recognize. Could formulate sentences, but Don Shula, he was opening up a Shula's steakhouse, and along with him, Coach Gruden, John Gruden was there. I got to shake his hand. And then you're met like all these other different shows where you're like, oh, that's a famous person. That's a famous person. And then I moved back to Texas, and I had to pick up a job working at one of those wash tubs.
Oh yeah.
And
same idea then.
And everyone's just like, you need to do better here. Maybe if you work harder, you'll actually make something of yourself. And you're like, I was doing things that you haven't even conceived yet. Tell me more about your duet partner, John.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we met a little over 2 years ago, I guess. It's kind of a long story, but anyways, we met, and I said, hey. I found out he was a veteran. We were sitting we think we were sitting next to each other, and he was talking about something. He said something about being in the military, and I was like, hey, check this out. There's this place, and I'd heard him play music, and I was like, ooh, he's really pretty good. So I invited him to come to the next Soldier Songs and Voices, and he did, and he came, and he stayed, and then, like I said, it was probably a year or so later we started recording songs together, writing songs. We've written, I don't know, probably at least a half a dozen songs together.
That's amazing.
Recently, and then we call it Yours, Mine, and Ours, because there's songs he's written before my time, and there's songs I wrote before I met him, and so we that's what we started doing. And I kind of got a funny story. So my husband and I've been married, in 4 days.
It's only been 4 days since you've been married?
No, it's been 4 days. 4 days we hit our 40th anniversary.
Hey, my parents just hit their 40th as well.
Yeah, on August 3rd. So anyways, I started writing this song, and it was called You Still Look Good in Blue. And I shared it with, because we have lots of opportunity with Something Nice About Soldier Songs Voices to share our songs and critique ourselves and such, and that helps a lot. I mean, there's no way I would have written as many songs without their assistance. But somebody said, well, that would make a nice duet. So I had this little song all written up, and so I said, hey, John, you want to help me with this song? And he says, sure. So I pull it out, and he's like, yeah, I don't think a guy's going to be saying that. So we tweaked it a little bit, and that's what we have now. And we actually recorded that one. That's going to be, we're going to be ready to release an album probably in September. We have
that's soon.
five songs. 5 or 6. We haven't decided which one, if we're going to put all of them on. But
So, I mean, is it a collection of other people, or is it just...
No, it's our original song.
Nice. Well, at 5 or 6, that's closer to like an EP.
Yeah, I would say an EP more than
Still, that's
that's
great. Man, that is so exciting. When it comes to writing, you mentioned that someone had mentioned that this song would sound good as a duet. Have you ever written with John in mind for anything, or has it been like he writes songs and then you find something,
we
or
kind
vice
of,
versa?
Yeah, usually one of us has the idea. It's rare that we've actually started anything from scratch. One of us has an idea, and then the other one has an idea, and then we kind of tweak it to make it,
Nice.
either make it into a duet if it wasn't already a duet, or just, I write more analytical, I guess, more story. I'm a storyteller.
Ah, I see.
So my songs usually have a storyline for the most part to them.
How would you describe John's writing?
And his is more.
Careful, he's listening.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how I would phase it, but his has more emotional. A lot of his songs have more emotional aspect to them. So when we combine the two of us, between the two, we get both a good story, but we also have some emotion tied into it.
Emotional storytellers. There you go.
So we kind of cover both bases, which just kind of makes it nice, because then we're,
It's true. I mean, there's so many different ways to write, and then there's so many different ways of approaching a song.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I like to approach it basically chords first, and then from there, just to see if a melody sticks, and I'll sit on that chord and that melody basis for a while, because I want it. I want to come back to it like in weeks from now and say, does this still work, or was I tired, or delirious?
Right, yeah.
And then when it gets to the actual writing part of that, I don't know. Have you ever met John Cavender?
Yeah, I know. I met him.
John has this kind of philosophy: you have to strike while the iron is hot. It's like you can't sit on anything and wait. You have to get it out there, or else you're going to lose the magic. I get it, but I usually write as an absurdist, where it's ambiguous writing. There's a lot of things that I'll write which will directly correlate to something in real life, but I'm not going to say what that exact event was, because maybe it was personal.
Right.
But since it's ambiguous, everyone can then instantly say, oh, it means this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like looking at a Jackson Pollock painting, and someone says, oh, I can see my father abandoning me, and you're like, I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about songwriting. You can write something about a specific thing, but somebody might listen to it and have a completely different idea what that song's about, and that's what kind of makes songwriting interesting. You're never quite sure what you're going to wind up with.
And
how is that going to impact the people that are listening? Is it going to be any impact at all, or
on the point of impact, what has the feedback been like from venues, from people that you've been playing to, whether it's an actual paid gig, or if it's volunteer work or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of response have you been getting?
As far as how we sound, or
Maybe like you were saying that you have very storyteller-like music and how it may take a meaning on for someone else. Has anyone come up and?
Yeah. We've had a lot. We play a song called 18 that we wrote, and it really is. It's about a Vietnam soldier, dying overseas, but we get a lot of people come over and talk to us after that. Anytime
it's heavy subject matter.
Yeah, it's really heavy. It starts off kind of, I guess in Oklahoma, when you turn 18, you go over to the Kansas line because you could. This was years ago, way before my time, but. Anyways, and then it's talking about 18, and then but he gets drafted, and then he goes and he doesn't come home. Kind of a heavy topic, but when we do play that song, which we do play a lot because we have that one down pretty good, it does seem to resonate with a lot of people, veterans, even if they weren't in at that time. Just somebody knows a dad or a grandpa or somebody that's been in Vietnam, and
definitely,
and can relate to that song. So
actually, on that point, I really think that songwriting is going to be making comeback's a wrong word. Songwriting's always been there. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
People are going to be writing, but I think that it may take a resurgence back into the public zeitgeist, if that makes sense, because. If you think about like a lot of the writers from the 60s and 70s, it came with a lack of trust for what was being shown to everyone. And I feel like we're in that, like the wheel turns and we're back in that same cycle again of people looking at what's happening in the world today, what's happening even in their own local government. And they're just like, I can't trust it, which sounds bad, but then that also means probably in for some good songwriters pretty soon.
Oh yeah, there's definitely lots to write about, and I know a lot of people that have written a lot of interesting songs in the last couple years and such. But
and what's great is that you can listen to songs with people with philosophies that you don't even remotely agree with, and you can still be like, I appreciate the effort that's been put in there.
It doesn't really matter what your point of view is. If I hear a good song, I don't necessarily, it's going to be about this or whatever. I just hear that's a well-written song. I like that song, even if I don't agree with what it's all about. So
I have played songs before where, like I said, I write ambiguously, but I've had some lyrics that have been rather pointed, and I have seen people in the crowd just like.
Yeah, there's probably a few of those that are out there, but I think everything that I've written is pretty much, or at least what I play out anyways, is pretty, they don't think anyone's going to take it one way or the other. So.
Well, actually, on that point, maybe you've heard this joke before, a young songwriter can't write a happy song. It has to be angsty and like, I'm not going to listen to you, Dad, or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it just all like just the time frame of your life, or do you think that a person that is older can still bring that youthful feel, even if it's sheer ignorance?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what's interesting about being older, because I'm probably twice your age. Is that
we're not going to do any math here. It's all right.
But we've lived a lot. We've seen a lot in our time frame. We've gone through a lot of experiences. But also on the same aspect, I write a lot of things that aren't true. I mean, the idea is true maybe, but the storyline's not true.
It didn't actually happen.
Yeah, I make up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And and I've even written a song. I saw the day in my virtual life or something, and I wrote it with the ukulele, and it's talking about, and I was using now probably even a few years later, it's probably old terminology, but I was using words that were in Instagram and
that's slowly
TikTok
being edged out,
and all those at the time, using basically it was a guy that was younger and talking about, yeah, well, I got this on TikTok. I should, Anyways, it's kind of a fun song, but it was kind of at the time it was relevant to what was going on.
Well, yeah, actually, on the point, especially I was about to say dichotomy, just the separation between a younger musician writing and an older musician writing. When an 18-year-old thinks about a span of 6 years, that's a third of their life right there. Whereas, 6 years for me would be then just a little bit over a fifth, or under a fifth. See, I don't have a calculator around. But at any rate, and so as you get older, you're like, 6 years is still, relatively speaking, long, especially for us. But it means less as we get older. Right. And so when a person talks about I've been, as far as I remember, being, under my parents' rules and stuff like that, and I'm angry and, tired of it. I'm like, well, yeah, but keep in mind that these other songwriters, they probably were in the same position that you were. But when you think about 80% of your life, that's 10% of their life. Right. It's just very interesting to look at that in the course of a songwriter. I'm trying to think of, for instance, a good example is I have a song where I was talking about, I wasn't even talking about a specific war. I just had this line that I thought was kind of funny. I think the Ukraine war may have just started, or it was talks that it was about to happen. And I wrote a line because I thought it was just funny. And I said, we read about the war, the boomers prayed for just one more. And that's a lot of people often a wrong connotation. The idea is not to, paint everyone in the same light, but I thought that it was darkly a dark humor kind of line.
Yeah, and depends on who it is how they would relate to it or not. But,
Yeah, and I'm sure that most of the people that I play to in the New Braunfels area is but that's what I felt during the writing of that, and I'm going to leave it in there.
Yeah, might as well.
But actually, so we're good for a couple more songs here. So far, the first two topics of your songs, the second one was Broken Battle Buddies. What was the title of the first one again?
It was called Elizabeth from Knoxville, and I actually wrote it with somebody I've never met in person. It was a virtual class that I had with somebody that actually Phoebe Hunt put out. And we had an assignment to write something together, and we started writing this, and I really, really liked how it turned out. And it talks about following your dreams. It's talking about this girl that's working at Walmart or wherever.
Yeah.
She decides that she's going to go out and do some music.
And you still haven't met this person?
No, I've never met her.
Is it possible? That'd be really cool.
She lives in South Carolina, so
I guess it's not impossible.
Yeah, next time I get to South Carolina, which I don't know when that'll ever be, but I'll look her up. But
I've been told that's the one Carolina to avoid. I'm just teasing.
I
have no idea.
But we wrote this, and I put it on. I actually have an album. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I have an album I released in 23. It's also I think there's 6 songs on it. So it's an EP also. It's called You Can Go, and it's about I used the title You Can Go was the song I wrote about my cancer journey, which is another whole other story. I put it on the album, and really, really liked how that turned out.
Yeah, so feel free to play another song. That I know that it's only been 2 songs, but like I said, we're doing this kind of free-flowing.
What shall I play? I'll play a fictitious one.
Nice.
Since we were talking about that, this is called What If, and this will actually probably will be the name of our next.
It's a good name for an album.
Because even though it's because anything that happens, it's like, what if that hadn't happened? What if that, so that's kind of the idea of the whole song. But John and I do this as a duet, but it was also written so it could be done individually as well.
When I think of you and me back then, a love that should have never been, forbidden kiss by the river that night, held each other tight till morning light. I love you's on a westbound train, slow dancing in the pouring rain. A love so perfect yet so very wrong, like a dangerous tune of a siren song. What if stars aligned in the sky? What if we never had to say goodbye? I wonder what could have been. Would we still feel the love we had back then? What if I knew someday you'd have to go? Our lives would take different roads. When we said goodbye in the park that day, you took my heart as you drove away. What if stars aligned in the sky? What if we never had to say goodbye? I wonder what could have been. Would we still feel the love we had back then? What if? What if stars aligned in the sky? What if we never had to say goodbye? I wonder what could have been. Would we still feel the love we had back then? What if? What if?
Lovely, beautiful song.
Thank you.
I have to commend you. There's a really distinct control of your voice that I like. I'm trying to think of who it reminds me of, but no, I'm there's like a vibrato to it, especially on those higher notes. Who was the person who played Dorothy in
Judy Garland?
Judy Garland, yeah. I noticed that she had what's considered like a faster vibrato. Like a lot of people, especially males and lower singers, it's a slower and hers is obviously at a higher register, and it's a lot faster. You just don't hear that very often anymore, and I think that you've nailed it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, if be compared to Judy Garland, that's quite a compliment.
Oh, by all means.
Yeah, for sure.
And when it comes to other things about songwriting, obviously, you're focusing upon the story that you're telling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever come back to a song and you're like, I like the way that it's going, but it's like I recently learned this chord or something like that, and I just want to see if I were to plug it in right here, if that would do something.
Not so much the music itself, because I'm usually pretty happy with the music, but I look at some of the songs I wrote when I first started, and it's like, that's very wordy.
Very wordy, yes.
I'm telling a story, but I'm throwing, there's lots of ands and theirs and thus and I've had a few where I've like, I better cut this down a little bit. I don't really like how it really flows. I have a couple of songs that I've written and have gone that. I haven't really tried different music. What happens when we go to record, though, sometimes it has a little bit different vibe coming out of it than when my original intention. Because I don't.
Yeah.
I have I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Maestro Aurora, who is been my instrumentalist for my album, and has also been the instrumentalist predominantly for our new album with Crossroad Creeks. So between the two, but he's done all the music, and then we have a producer, Ron Morales at Studio M. That's
nice.
He comes up with some different aspects of the song, and it comes out a little bit different than what I originally envisioned.
We've been there,
but I'm really happy with the results. It's not. It's been always great because it's like, oh, that sounds cool. You throw a cello in there, or you throw the last one. Matter of fact, we were at the recording studio on, when was that? Monday.
On Monday.
And working on a song, and the producer put it on a piano. Put the song. We've been playing it on the guitar for over a year now.
Right. And
he did a piano track that we sang to, and I was like, ooh, I like that. I like that better because it's something different,
When it comes to a rhythm section or something like that, I've heard both you, your solo set, and I've heard you with John as well. But when you go into the studio, I'm assuming your producer's like, let's try to put some kind of rhythm section to your songs.
He puts on sometimes, not always, but like a lot of the songs on the first album were I like to say that for my first album.
It's a fun thing to say.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. There was a lot more rhythm, guitar, drums, and that kind of thing. This one's a little bit less so. We still have a little bit in a couple of songs, but it's mostly guitar. And then, like I said, throwing in this piano was really cool. It's like, I like that,
That is cool.
Just a variety within the album itself to have a little.
The variety is important, and then there's this. It's kind of a little bit of I'm going to sound like a hippie here, a little bit of ego death, because you come in and you have this very distinct idea of how the song should be, but then they'll be like, what about the bass line? What about the rhythm section? What about strings? What about fills? What about synths and stuff like that? And you go, my brain didn't pick up those things. And a good producer needs to respect the image that was in your head initially. Try not to put too much of themselves in there, but at the same time, maybe shed light on what the song could be.
Yeah.
What if, you might say.
And he's done a really good job with that, and balancing both those,
There hasn't been any like butting heads on.
No, not really, mostly because I'm not that, this is all new to me. Up until 22, I never even thought I'd be writing this or doing an album. But yeah, that's basically what happened. And so I take their words. Now, when we get the final mix, and that's when we go, yeah, the drums are a little heavy, or the guitar is overpowering our voices, or whatever. That we have our the final say is that I don't like that, but rarely are we going to change too much, other than maybe tone down the instrumentals and crank up the voices, like so our voices pop.
It's one of those things where I wish that studio time didn't cost, because
it's horribly expensive.
I understand they're trying to get paid, but that's when my curiosity really kicks in. The last time that I recorded a song, this would have been 2023, I think, or maybe 2022. But I put a lot of time, effort, and money into the making of it. And when I first wrote the song, it was just vocal and guitar. And I did have some ideas, but I really needed the studio time to really throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks. Thing is, that gets expensive.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
In fact, like I got my brother to play trumpet on the track.
Oh, cool.
And then we had a soft mix of it, and I sent it to him. And he calls me up, and he's just a little weird, but I love him. He's great. He calls me up, and he's like, "That track, like, you didn't like it?" "No." I'm like, "What's wrong with it?" He's like, "My part. I need to do it again." And I was like, that's going to cost me, right? And so, I had to rent out the studio one more day, and I'm glad that he did. The solo that he ended the song with is much better than the one that he had done.
Oh, that's good.
But it was just kind of like, he had his own standard that he didn't think that he had met on that day, and he's like, "I want another crack at it." I'm like, "Oh, it's going to cost me another $300, but whatever."
That is the downside of it all. But we've been really lucky, and it's working really well. We have a good team, and I couldn't be.
The support group sounds fantastic.
I'm just so blessed. We have people up in San Antonio, San Marcos, and Austin, and we have people. One of the guys, Mark Stein, he came down from Austin for that show.
I know that name.
First show. I don't know if you remember if he came down for the second show. But
the Lady Songwriters night?
Yeah, I don't remember if he did, but he's come down to, support me a number of different times, which is really cool. And then, of course, the local folks are come out to, drive 30 minutes to an hour to get to come watch me, or when Crossroad Creek plays, they can come and watch that. So that's really cool.
When it comes to your albums, are you just content right now with online streaming, or are you wanting to do physical media?
I did do a physical media for the first one, and actually I don't have many left. It's like, we always laugh. It's kind of like a very expensive business card.
Yes, yeah, that's a really good description.
Because people don't really. I don't have a CD player in my car, and so I only have a couple places where I can actually listen to my own CD. But it's streamed out to all the different streamings. I have a lot of issues with Spotify. I don't think that it's fair for musicians or songwriters or anybody you just don't get the money that you put into it. So I did get physical media. I don't know if I'm pretty sure we'll do physical media, because it's cool just to say, "Hey, you want to copy my album? Here's my."
That was actually, I had a really good talk with Hope Hospice, because they're doing a yearly songwriters competition. They had one last year, and they call it the green guitar competition, because they buy, last year they bought this green Gretsch, really very pretty, and the winner wins that guitar.
That's cool.
But they were coming to me because they wanted kind of like recommendations. They wanted me to play, and I was like, in my position, it's a conflict of interest if I'm playing and I'm also recommending people to play as well. And so I graciously backed out, but I was recommending people. But then I said, the awards that you're doing, the guitar is great, but they had some other awards for like the best fundraiser and stuff like that, where it was like one performance at the Redbird and one performance at the Villa and stuff like that. And I was like, could you look into vinyl pressing? And they're like, maybe. And I was like, because I'm guessing that whoever is going to win a competition probably already has a plethora of really good songs.
I really would like to.
That would like to, let's put some value back into their songs, because streaming, like you said, they don't get anything out of it.
Yeah, it's rare that you get any, unless your song blows up, which hasn't happened.
I mean, hey, we can all hope, but I think that it would be cool if, with a vinyl, like, even, like, you're not going to play that anywhere except on a record player, but you still have this really nice piece of art. People collect vinyl. It looks really nice. There's some sweat equity that goes into it. And so they are thinking down the line of getting a hold of a vinyl presser, and maybe they can have, I don't know how it would be done, but the idea is like a person would hand over their files of their finished work, and then it would be sent over to them to be switched from digital to a vinyl pressing.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be a good change and would be something that would interest musicians in the area.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think we got time for like maybe one or two more songs, if you'd like to play a little bit more.
All right, I'm going to play a song that I wrote with John again. Most of the things.
Shout out to John.
Thanks, John. So my in-laws celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary in May.
You better win a prize for that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And they, I had played, my father-in-law had turned 90 in a few years back in 21. And I had written a song, unbeknownst to them, about his birthday. Things growing up, because, he was around for a long time. And they really liked that song. But my mother-in-law's like, well, you think you can write a song for... So I said, yeah, let me see what I can do. And so I started this, and got with John, and we came up with this, and they just loved it. It was great that it turned out the way it turned out. It's called 70 Years of Love. Your eyes twinkled under ballroom lights as you twirled me around square dancing that night. On Valentine's Day you got down on one knee, tears in your eyes, you proposed to me. In 55 our story began, we shared our vows with family and friends. A few years later there were 3 boys, filled our hearts as we danced with joy. Oh, what a pleasure it's been, dance through life with my best friend. Thankful God brought me to you. 70 years of love, 70 years of love. Held me close as we waltzed through the day, and by my side every step of the way. Our love more than flowers or romance. For 70 years we've danced like dance. Ooh, 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 no more polkas, our dancing is slow. We asked each other, where did time go? Our hearts beat the rhythm we felt that night as you asked me to dance under ballroom light. Oh, what a pleasure
That's lovely. And just a PSA for people: if you reach 70 years of marriage, Deb will write you a love song.
There we go.
Yeah, so you got something to look for. It's not just the discount at the plate at at Chewy's or whatever. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I could write a song. Like if someone requested write me a song, I don't know if I could do that. That's pretty great.
I sometimes wonder, like, where did I come from? But we started. It's a little different than when I started it. We picked up on the dance part of it. They were big dancers growing up. I mean, growing up. Well, not growing up. When they were in their youth, the square dance and the polkas, the waltzes, and then John came up with the melody and the rhythm. It's got that 1 2 3 1 2 that polka / waltz.
1 2 3 1 2 3. Yeah.
Kind of got the 6. It's a 6/8 time, it just kind of all flowed into what it came out to be, and I'm just so blessed that I was able to write something like that.
Did you record that one?
I haven't yet. I'm probably going to do that probably next, because they keep saying we need a because apparently during the party, whoever was recording didn't get a good video of it, so they're like, when are you going to get us a video of this? And so
hopefully they can use this. Yeah,
if this works out, I'll use this. But it's kind of funny.
I'm going to say something that most musicians hate, the phrase "I can picture this," because whenever someone comes up to me after they hear one of my songs and they say, "I picture that with this, or this," I'm instantly like checked out.
Yeah.
But because you mentioned that it was in 6/8 time, I was like, yeah, you could have an accordion in that.
Oh, yeah.
If it was tasteful.
Yeah.
Tasteful. Like, just...
to talk to Ron about the accordion for that song. It would be great, because they were big, polka, and even had a friend that played accordion that they would listen to.
There's polka accordion where it's like right at the forefront and it's kind of in your face, and there's definitely a place for that, usually when you are not sober. But then there's like the subtle. I think of French music, because there's a lot of accordion playing in that as well, but that's usually more restrained. Yeah, there's Hispanic as well. The Hispanics, I mean, they basically saw the German settlers that were coming in here, and they were just like, "What's that thing you got there?" And
learn how to use that. Let's use that for our Tejano songs.
I know they took it away from us.
But anyways, it's got potential for something along that line. For sure.
Would you be good for one more song?
Yeah, I can play one more.
It'd be great. This has been so much fun.
Thank you so much for the invite. This has been cool.
Oh this is great. We're going to try to have just an influx of this, having so many of these, and try to shed more light on local musicians.
All right, I'm going to play the song that started it all. As I mentioned previously, I'm a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in 2016 with a couple of cancers, actually. Not a good year particularly. And I got involved with the Soldier Songs and Voices. I went to a retreat that they have every year in Hallisville, Texas, at the TR Ranch. I went there. This is the first time I went. It was in 2019 with the intention of writing an upbeat cancer song. And I know I got to write this with an amazing songwriter by the name of Mary Bragg. And I know when I said, "Hey, I want to write this song," she was probably looking at me like, "What? Cancer song? Happy or upbeat cancer song?" But I kind of wanted, at this point in my cancer challenges, things were actually looking pretty good. I'd been able to do a lot of really cool things. I went fishing, fly fishing. I was a model, and just did a lot of things that were geared for cancer survivors. So I decided I wanted to write this song, and so I did. It's called "You Can Go." It was actually what I used for my album title, and also. It was used in a cancer show. It was used in a commercial for a pharmaceutical company. So it's kind of got its way around, which is cool. It's like my very first song, and I hit the jackpot. But anyways, it's called "You Can Go." new normal's about to begin. You can go, go, go where you thought you'd never go. 'Cause you know, know that the light is gonna show up for you. No matter what, if you put one foot in front of the other, you can go. You can go. At first you'll be low on energy. You might get angry like me. Throw your fist in the air if it helps you through, but it'll just slow you down. Wondering why it's happening to you. You can go, go, go where you thought you'd never go. 'Cause you know, know that the light is gonna show up for you. No matter what, if you put one foot in front of the other, you can go. You can go. Go write a novel. Go be a model. Know how to rock that turn. Go fly fishing. Go on wishing. Write that star and let it burn. You can go. You can go. You can go, go, go where you thought you'd never go. 'Cause you know, know that the light is gonna show up for you. No matter what, if you put one foot in front of the other, you can go. You can go. You can go.
Hey, that was great.
Thanks.
Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on here. It's been a lot of fun. This is the first time we've ever done it. I have to give a huge shout out to 13 Trees
Yes,
Coffee.
definitely.
Thank
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie, for letting us commandeer the place. And yeah, hopefully we can have just a steady rotation. But it's so cool to start off with you because you have such an inspiring story. But tell people where can they find you and what kind of things you're going to be doing.
All right. Mostly just hitting the assisted living places, a number of them in the area, and also farmers markets. Matter of fact, I think we're back here on the 10th, 13 Trees, Crossroad Creek, with John and I, back
Nice.
here on the 10th of August, and I'm sure there's more somewhere. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. You can get on my websites. It's Deb, D-B, Wesloh, W-E-S-L-O-H, music.com, and then Crossroad Creek is Crossroad Creek, all one word, .com, and our music and lots of photos and videos and all that stuff's on the sites there. So thanks,
That's
Joel,
great.
for having me.
Oh, my
putting this
pleasure.
on, and thanks to Hill Country Musicians Guild, what they've been doing. It's been great, getting out, seen lots of different places. So I appreciate all your efforts on that.
Yeah, I only hope I can do more. So yeah, I think that's a good place to call it. But we'll see everyone on the next one. You guys take care.
Thank you.